Hello, welcome to Alternative Gadget. My name is Jupiter. The Alldocube iPlay 40 is one of the hottest tablets right now because it offers incredible value for the price. For just $170 US, it features a 2K IPS display, an octa-core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigs of internal storage. Besides that, it also has 4G and phone functionalities, and even offers quad speakers, which we have never seen on budget tablets before. Many of you have been asking me to review this device, and I'm doing it today. First, let's check what's inside the box. The Alldocube iPlay series tablets all have black boxes. The iPlay 40 comes in only one storage option and one color. Now, let's open the box and see what's inside. The first thing we see is, of course, the tablet itself. The front of the device is dominated by a 10.4-inch IPS panel, and the rear side is made of glass fiber, which feels even more premium than metal. On the top left corner of the back side is the rear-facing camera, which is 8 megapixel, but not particularly high quality. There's also an LED flash. The two physical buttons are hosted on the right side of the device, a power key and a volume rocker. On the top side, you can see a Type-C port for charging and data transmission, and two speaker grills. You could find the other two speaker grills on the bottom side, but there's no 3.5mm headphone jack. Alldocube expects us to hold the tablet vertically most of the time. That's why it chose to put the selfie camera here. There's a SIM tray on the left side of the device, which can play host to 2 SIM cards, or a SIM card and a microSD card. Besides the iPlay 40 tablet, you could also find a charger, a USB-A to USB-C cable, and a SIM tool in the retail box. The iPlay 40 doesn't support any kind of quick charge, so the supplied charger is only rated 10 watt. In comparison, the Lenovo Tab P11 is priced a little higher than the iPlay 40, but it comes with a 20 watt charger. The user guide, like always, comes in many languages. I bought this tablet in China, so it comes with the Chinese firmware, which means no Google services available. I consulted Alldocube, and they promised that units sold overseas will come with international firmware, which has Google services pre-installed. I have to admit that I really enjoyed the iPlay 40's symmetric design, which looks so much better than the other budget tablets such as the Teclast M40 and the HonorPad 6. Also, the bezels around the screen are relatively small, but still enough for us to rest our fingers on. The iPlay 40 is Alldocube's second tablet to support gesture control, which works extremely well and definitely helps us take full advantage of the 10.4-inch screen. This tablet features an IPS display at 2000 by 1200 pixels. Although being called 2K, it is actually not much sharper than average Full HD panels. Having said that, it is still one of the best screens you could find on a budget tablet, with decent brightness, nice contrast, and great color saturation. When I put the iPlay 40 side by side with the Lenovo Tab P11, I couldn't tell which one has a better screen. As I mentioned earlier, the Alldocube iPlay 40 is the first budget tablet to feature quad speakers, and it generally sounds better than average tablet with 2 speakers, but it won't really compete with the Lenovo Tab P11 Pro, which I believe is the industry's best. Take a listen for yourself, and you will know what I'm talking about.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child. You have a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to your disease, you'll find it. I should have died years ago. Why am I still here if not to fix this?
I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time.
Indeed. This could be my last chance.
You're up to something. What is it?
That's not exactly legal.
The iPlay 40 features a Alldocube Tiger T618 processor, which is built on 12nm process, has 2 Cortex A75 cores and 6 Cortex A55 cores, as well as Mali G52 GPU. There's also 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM to take care of multitasking. You may have never heard of the Tiger 618 processor, but it's actually more powerful than the Snapdragon 660 or the Kirin 710. In the Antutu benchmark test, the iPlay 40 scored more than 220,000 points, which put it ahead of the Lenovo Tab P11 and the Honor Pad 6. It also beats the Technast M40, which features the same processor. In the Geekbench 5 CPU test, the iPlay 40 scored 398 in single core and 1532 in multi-core. In the 3D Mark Slingshot Extreme test, the iPlay 40 scored 1,486 points in OpenGL ES 3.1 and 1,524 in Vulkan. For an entry-level tablet, these are also very decent scores. Somehow, I failed to run the PCMark for Android Work 2.0 test on the iPlay 40. Every time I press the run button, it just goes back to the front page of the application. The iPlay 40 has 128 gigs of internal storage, which is a lot of capacity for a low-budget device. As can be expected, the eMMC drive here isn't fast at all, even by budget tablet standard. The sequential read speed is only 106 megabytes per second, falling behind Alddocube's very own iPlay 30 and X Neo. If there's any comfort in this, Technast uses even lower quantity storage in both of their M40 and P20 HD. In the real-world use, the Alldocube T618 processor actually offers more than enough power to drive the tablet for the tasks it is intended for. I had no issues watching 4K YouTube videos in Chrome with many other image-heavy web pages loading at the same time. Gaming should not be your main reason to buy a tablet. With that said, the iPlay 40 can run most games installed from Google Play Store without issues. I tried a few graphics-intense 3D games including Arena of Valor and PUBG. All of them can run smoothly at medium settings. However, the Mali G52 GPU is far from being the best in the market right now. If you want to play these games at the highest settings possible, you should still switch to your smartphone. Even 2019 Snapdragon A55 phones can do a much better job at gaming than the iPlay 40. When it comes to connectivity, the iPlay 40 supports dual-band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.0, 4G, and full phone functions. You can even use it to make phone calls. Also, the tablet supports a microSD card of up to 2 TB. The iPlay 40 houses a 6,000 mAh battery, smaller than the capacity of most of its peers, and it doesn't support any kind of quick charge. In our battery rundown test, the iPlay 40 lasted 7 hours and 55 minutes, playing a 1080p video on loop. To sum it up, the iPlay 40 isn't designed to break any new grounds, but it does get a lot of essential things right. It has a sharp and colorful display, a decent processor, a lot of RAM and storage, and even supports 4G and phone functions. Of course, the absence of a fingerprint reader, slow storage, and no battery capacity could all be potential deal breakers for many. But for a tablet priced at $170, it's kind of unfair to ask for perfection. Okay, that's all for the review. If you have any more questions, please leave me a comment. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.